Yo, what's going on, guys? Today we have 10 countries warning their citizens not to visit the United States. Am I surprised? I'm not surprised, man. Our government been going at it with different countries, so I'm not surprised. Countries telling their citizens not to visit the US, man. I'm not surprised whatsoever. That's just how it is right now. So, hey, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna see these countries, man. Let's get straight to it. Again, if this your first time on this channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers. So please, if you can, subscribe. Let's get to it. Come on.
Everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something wild. 10 countries that are straight up telling their people, hey, maybe skip the US for now. Crazy, right? We're talking travel warnings, border dramas, and some serious global shade. Why are these nations hitting the brakes on US trips? Stick around as we break it all down country by country. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button and let's get into it. First up, the United Kingdom. The UK's Foreign Office updated its travel advice for the US in March 2025, warning Brits about strict entry rules.
Wow.
They're telling travelers to double-check visa or ESTA requirements because even valid documents might not guarantee entry. Why? Reports of British citizens detained at US borders for minor visa issues, like overstays or unclear travel purposes, have spiked since Trump's immigration crackdown kicked in. The advisory doesn't call it a ban, but it's clear. Follow the rules or risk arrest. The UK sends about 4 million tourists to the US yearly, so this could dent that number. Some Brits are even canceling trips, fearing a hostile welcome. The tension might tie back to Trump's comments on European trade too, calling out the EU hasn't helped.
The whole time I thought it was cool. I thought us in the UK was locked in, man. But okay, that makes sense then. That makes sense because of again what Trump been saying and stuff like that. That makes sense. Okay, I get it.
UK's message is caution. Enjoy your trip, but have your paperwork in order, or you might be on the next flight home. Next, Germany.
Okay.
The German Federal Foreign Office updated its US travel advice this month, stressing that a visa or ESTA doesn't mean you're in the clear. They've warned that US officials can deny entry at their discretion. No appeal allowed.
Wow.
This comes after several German nationals were detained at US borders in early 2025, some for past minor overstays or vague travel plans. Germany's not calling it a travel ban, but the tone's serious. Expect scrutiny. About 2 million Germans visit the US annually, and this could shake that up. The advisory also hints at broader unease. Trump's hardline policies, like his two-gender stance, clash with Germany's progressive values, especially for trans travelers. Add in trade spats, and it's a perfect storm. Germans are being told to prepare for tough questioning and possible rejection. Travel's still on.
That's beautiful though, man. I know it's not that type of video, but if you're here in this channel, you've been here in this channel, you already know, man. I love the greenery, but look at this. This is amazing. This is Germany. I don't think we access anything in Germany, so we might have to do that. This is beautiful though.
Carefree trip it once was. Number 3 is Canada.
Wow, so dang, so all these countries are like, yeah, don't come to the US, or if you do plan on coming, make sure like you prepare yourself, because there will be a lot of questioning, like there will be a lot of and all of this is because of what Trump been saying or been doing and stuff like that. That can't be good for the US, or that can't be good for all the money you making in like the tourists and stuff like that. Wow, that's crazy, man. Wow.
The North. Recently, Canada updated its U.S. travel advisory, urging citizens to register with U.S. authorities if staying over 30 days. This follows a Vancouver woman's week-long detention at the border over a visa mix-up. Canadian MP Charlie Angus even went viral pleading, avoid the U.S. if possible, calling it a tyranny under Trump.
Wow.
The advisory is practical. Follow entry rules or face deportation, but the rhetoric's heated. Canada's worried about Trump's threats to annex them as the 51st state, plus border crackdowns hitting dual citizens hard. With millions crossing yearly, this could chill travel. Some Canadians are boycotting U.S. trips over politics, too. It's not a full warning yet, but the vibe's clear. The U.S. isn't as welcoming as it was, and Ottawa wants its people ready for a rougher ride south of the border.
I'm not surprised with that one, because I do a lot of Canada stuff on this channel, and I could see like the people of Canada, they like, you know, they boycotting the U.S., like they boycotting U.S. products in their country. They're supporting more local businesses in Canada right now than I think ever before, which is good. Because based on what Trump is saying, you know, threatened Canada with talking about the 51st state and stuff like that, which is understandable. Like, you know, I understand entirely why Canada would do this, 100%.
For Denmark. This Scandinavian country revised its U.S. travel advisory with a twist. It's specifically warning transgender travelers. Why? The Trump administration's two-gender policy means passports with an X marker might get you turned away. Denmark's telling its citizens to contact the U.S. Embassy first if they're trans or non-binary. Beyond that, they're echoing others. Valid visas don't guarantee entry, and enforcement's tight. Denmark's progressive stance clashes with U.S. shifts, and this advisory reflects that tension.
Wow.
It's not a blanket don't go, but it's a red flag for a specific group. Danish tourists, about 300,000 yearly, might rethink plans, especially with horror stories of border detentions circulating. Add Trump's EU critiques and Denmark's caution makes sense. Travel's doable, but for some, it's a risk not worth taking right now. Fifth on our list is Finland. Like Denmark, Finland updated its U.S. travel advisory in March 2025, zeroing in on transgender and non-binary travelers. With Trump's policy recognizing only male or female genders, Finnish passports with X markers could lead to entry denials. The advice: check with the U.S. Embassy before booking. Finland's also warning about stricter border checks. Visas or ESTA approvals aren't sure thing anymore. This follows reports of Europeans, including Finns, facing unexpected detentions. Finland's small but steady flow of U.S. tourists, around 200,000 yearly, might dip if this sticks. The advisory is not a full stop, but it's a heads up. The U.S. feels less predictable now. Tensions over Trump's EU stance and Finland's inclusive values add context. For Finns, it's about weighing the hassle against the trip. Caution's the name of the game. At number 6, France.
Okay. So it seems like it's just like most of the European countries are taking precautions based on, like, you know, our government right now. Okay, I understand. Okay, that makes sense, because a lot of these countries are European countries outside of Canada, I believe.
Hasn't issued a formal U.S. travel warning yet, but they updated guidance, urging citizens to be vigilant about entry rules. France is watching the trend. Detentions of Europeans at U.S. borders are up, and they're not taking chances. The advisory flags that even valid visas might not cut it if U.S. officials suspect anything off. France sends over 1 million tourists to the U.S. yearly, so this matters.
Wow.
Some link it to Trump's EU trade jabs. France isn't thrilled with his screw the EU vibe. Plus, there's chatter about safety for LGBTQ plus travelers after U.S. policy shifts. It's not a don't go yet, but the tone's shifting. Travel blogs say French tourists are nervous about feeling unwelcome. For now, France says go, but go prepared. The U.S. isn't the open door it once was for less blues. 7th, New Zealand. New Zealand updated its U.S. travel advice, warning Kiwis that entry's no sure thing, even with an ESTA. The advisory cites tougher border enforcement, with risks of detention for minor slip-ups like overstays. This follows a few high-profile cases of New Zealanders turned back at U.S. airports. About 300,000 Kiwis visit the U.S. yearly, and this could slow that down.
Hey, New Zealand is beautiful, man. Wow.
New Zealand's government isn't saying don't go, but they're blunt. U.S. officials have final say, no exceptions. Some tie this to Trump's global trade rhetoric. New Zealand's an ally, but not immune to tension. Social media is buzzing with Kiwis debating if it's worth the risk. Safety's not the issue. It's the unpredictability. New Zealand's message is clear. Love the U.S., but pack patience and perfect paperwork, or you might be watching the Statue of Liberty from a deportation lounge. Number 8 is Australia. Australia's Department of Foreign Affairs raised its U.S. travel advice, warning Aussies to expect rigorous border checks. Even with an ESTA or visa, entry is not guaranteed. U.S. officials can deny you for past overstays or unclear intentions. This comes after reports of Australians detained stateside, some for minor visa hiccups. Around 1.5 million Aussies visit the U.S. yearly, so this hits home. The advisory's not a ban, but it's a wake-up call. Trump's immigration push means business. Some
Wow.
Aussies are souring on U.S. trips, citing trade spats and a closed-off vibe. Safety's fine, but the hassle? Less appealing. Australia's still pro-travel, urging prep over panic. Check rules, dot I's, cross T's. For now, it's about navigating a stricter system, not avoiding it. The U.S. remains a draw, but the welcome mats got some new fine print. Ninth, Ireland. Ireland's Department of Foreign Affairs updated its U.S. travel advice, cautioning citizens about tighter entry rules. They're warning that even valid visas or ESTAs might not get you past U.S. customs if something's off, like a passed-over stay. This follows tales of Irish travelers detained at borders, sparking headlines back home. Ireland sends about 700,000 tourists to the U.S. yearly, many tied to family ties, so this stings. The advisory's not a don't go, but a be ready. U.S. enforcement's no joke under Trump. Some Irish see it as fallout from his EU critiques. Others just want a smooth J one summer. No major safety flags, just procedural headaches. Ireland's keeping it practical. Know the rules, or risk a U-turn. The U.S. is still a draw, but the charm's dimming if you're stuck explaining yourself at JFK. Caution's key here. Finally, the Netherlands. The Dutch government tweaked its U.S. travel advice, warning citizens that entry's trickier now. Even with an ESTA or visa, U.S. officials can say no. Past overstays or vague plans could land you in detention. This follows a few Dutch travelers getting bounced at the border, raising eyebrows. The Netherlands sends about 800,000 tourists to the U.S. yearly, and this might cool that off. The advisory's not a ban, just a heads up. Trump's policies mean stricter scrutiny. Some Dutch tie it to his EU trade barbs. Relations are chillier. Others worry about progressive travelers like trans folks facing hassles after the two-gender rule. Safety's not the issue. Unpredictability is. The Dutch say go, but go smart. Check everything twice. The U.S. is still on the map, but it's less of a carefree jaunt for Netherlanders now. That's it. 10 countries waving red flags about U.S. travel in March 2025. From border hassles to policy clashes, it's a wild shift. What do you think? Fair warnings or overreaction? Drop your take below. If you
Man, shoot, man. It's like, it seemed like the countries that we used to be close with or allies with are now we turning them into enemies based on our policies, or not even policies, to be honest, just the governments, man. Man, it's crazy, man. Like, you need, as a country, you need tourists to come to your country, man. You need that. Like, a country I don't think can survive without that. That's how a lot of that's how you make a lot of money to improve different stuff in your country, man. So I don't know, man. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. And you have Trump out here saying anything, doing anything. So, man, it's tough. It's tough. Wow, man. Wow. All I can say is wow, because, like, these countries, man, used to be allies. Talking about the UK, talking about France. I mean, we was cool. I mean, that's what I thought. But now, they taking more precautions. They being cautious, a little more cautious, and stuff like that about their citizens. So, hey, man, I can't blame them. I can't blame them. So, again, thank you guys for watching with me. Comment down below where you from, whether you France, the UK, wherever you from. Comment down below and say hi, man. I'm from the US. I'm American and stuff like that. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.